Hello, and welcome to Iacon Underground Radio for the week of March 13th, 2019. This is Jen.
And David.
We're getting back into doing these regular news pods, and I mean, it's not that there was no news last year, but there is continuing to be news. This week, we have the much-anticipated first issue of the new ongoing Transformers comics. The comic that all the previous perfectly good comics had to die to give us. So,
we had a finite ending. I like a solid ending that was planned. Not a surprise cancellation.
Yeah, surprise cancellations suck. I guess mostly with Transformers, when we've had surprise cancellations in recent, not even recent memory. Basically what I'm saying is Dreamwave just exploded. But
yes.
It was kind of going downhill at the time. I guess
good.
With G1, they kind of had a feeling the writing was on the wall, so it wasn't too surprised. But anyway... but we will, of course, as we usually do with new comics and that sort of thing, we will save that to the end. So you will keep listening. Not that we have like advertisements or anything that we need to make you keep listening through. It's just, showmanship. So, starting off our news, on the subject of, things that are Neo Generation 1. The Prime Wars trilogy, which, as we mentioned before, had sort of suddenly stopped existing, is existing again, if you were really feeling so inclined. We need to watch Power of the Primes. We really should.
Did we finish the second season?
Yeah.
Remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
We finished Titan's Return, I think.
Okay, we just need to watch the last one.
Yeah.
Let's say we did, and eventually watch the last one, maybe, before the Netflix thing starts.
You don't want to see Ron Perlman as Optimus Primal?
Yeah, I do want that part, but I don't want, the rest around it.
Yeah. So, this is something I've sort of had strong feelings about, just the archival aspect of these fictions, and the idea of it no longer being at all available, giving me terrible flashbacks to the Saban robots in disguise. And
not even that, there was the Power Core Combiner shorts.
Oh yeah, those too.
Wherever the heck they went.
It drives me crazy when this stuff is so ephemeral, but this apparently is slightly less ephemeral than feared. It is now available on roosterteeth.com. So I guess they took it in and gave it a home. I don't know.
Well, they took over the Machinima stuff, and they're going forward with some other Machinima things that were already continuing, like Red Blue versus Blue, whatever the crap. I don't really pay attention to those, other than Ruby, which I'm seasons behind on.
Alas. Like me and BoJack Horseman.
I haven't watched any of that. It sounds too depressing.
Look, I was in such a depressing place that I was like, this show is gonna make it worse. So I had to skip a little bit of that. So maybe I'll get back to that. But, if you're feeling so inclined to see what happens when you spend approximately, a dozen times more money on voice actors than scriptwriters, you can see that again. And maybe we will watch it at some point when we're bored and need to be sad.
Yeah.
Other interesting, again, sort of Neo G1 stuff, Barricade is getting a G1 toy.
Yes, based upon was it Don Figueroa's art or somebody's?
I think it might have been Guido Guidi, but it's basically isn't he just a Prowl redeco?
Yeah, he's a Redeco, a Prowl. Well, a pre-deco of Smokescreen or Blue Streak or one of the other Prowls.
Yeah, so he's
it's Prowl with a different head.
He's one of the Datsuns, except they aren't Datsuns anymore, but they're Datsuns.
Yeah. They're Datsuns from Cybertron.
Oh, Cyber Datsuns.
Extra greebles on them. I don't care. It's Barricade. G1-ified Barricade, although there was a G1 Barricade who was it Micromaster?
I think so.
Combiners? Yeah. The name has existed for a while, but it's neat. Purple police car. Yay.
Yeah. So, I don't know, it's... blah, blah, blah. You get the whole thing sometimes when you'd see, like, movie characters translated into, say, animated, where they still kind of looked like movie characters, so it's sort of interesting that Barricade is just very, very G1. Like,
yeah,
he has a gold face, which I guess you didn't see much in the first couple years, but...
No, you didn't have... You only had, like, a couple of guys with blue faces. Everybody else was silver.
Yeah. You had Trax who had a red face for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so that's cool. I don't know, that Prowl toy looks... I don't know, I'm not really sold on it.
Yeah, I probably won't get Prowl, but I'll get Barricade.
I will say those...
Very mixed on Siege.
Yeah, same. The Wave 2 of the Deluxes are starting to show up. I actually found them at Walmart and proceeded to not buy Chromia in favor of buying a Captain Marvel figure.
Yeah, I've seen that movie. That Patreon episode will be coming out at some point, and yes. I need to get a Captain Marvel 2 with Goose.
But yes, when I was there looking for a Captain Marvel figure as my, like, new tradition of post-MCU movies, going and buying a Legends figure, they had the Wave 2 of Siege at Walmart, so that's something to keep an eye out for if you're into that. The Chromia does look good, but I like the Chromia we already have. She is extremely greebly. You sort of have, there's like... You get the ones like the Sideswipe school of Siege design who are not quite as greebly, and then you get the ones who are like this Chromia or the Starscream who are just like crazy. So it's interesting. I'm sort of curious to see if one of those styles is going to end up getting phased out as the series goes on, because it's just like something that someone early in the series wanted to do that doesn't really continue.
Yeah, I hope the Greeblies go away a bit. They're too much.
So, also in weird comic news, there's the Mazinger Z versus Transformers.
Oh right, yeah, I think that was announced. Maybe was it before last time? No, it had to have been after the last episode. But it's like, yeah, that's out of left field.
I mean, they have. The cover is by Go Nagai. Is the actual series by Go Nagai? Because that would be crazy.
The artwork, no. I think he might have a hand in writing it, or co-writing it somehow. But as far as I know, the only confirmed thing is he's definitely doing the cover. Somebody else is doing in the interior art.
That's kind of crazy.
Yes, it is. Especially since they're actually going with the traditional scale of Mazinger, and he's like 18 meters tall, so he's bigger than all the Transformers.
Yeah, but he is not. I mean, I guess he's kind of magical.
It's 18, 20? Yeah.
I mean, if you look at... I don't know if the cover is meant to be metaphorical art or literal, but it does have Mazinger a lot bigger than Optimus.
I don't think it's that much of a difference, but it is a noticeable. I think there was other art that I saw on Twitter, maybe, where he's like, Prime's like, 30 feet tall usually? And that's about
something around there.
Meter conversion. Oh no, that's like under 10 meters. So Mazinger should be like twice the size of everybody.
Okay. So not necessarily as big as...
Yeah, so like as big as a Combiner or something.
Okay.
Like him going toe to toe with Devastator would be cool.
Ooh. Maybe. So yeah, that is interesting. Meanwhile, I guess we do still have the G1 Star Trek animated crossover going on.
Yeah, no, IDW. It's done.
Is it done?
All 5 issues are out. I've read it. It's fun because I was reading it in cartoon voices. It's great.
I always read everything in cartoon voices.
Well,
okay, maybe not.
Well, because it was the Star Trek cartoon was all the original cast and then Transformers. Yeah. It's very G1 style plus like Arachnid for some reason and Windblade. So I at least had one half of those voices in my head.
In everything, always, constantly. Also, Arachnid A+.
Yeah, she looked really weird because she was G1ified and she had like 6 eyes. Like she was a little bit more. She was like helicopter-y, but a face was more like Black Arachne. Anyway, but my brain has defaulted to animated Ratchet for the voice of G1 Ratchet.
Yeah,
as opposed to the current Prime Jeffrey Combs.
I was G1. Absolutely reading More Than Meets the Eye in Corey Burton's Ratchet voice.
I don't remember Corey Burton's Ratchet as much.
Well, no, that's animated Ratchet.
What? Oh, it was Corey Burton too? Oh, maybe that's why it stuck in my head.
Because he's good.
He's very good.
Yeah. So, also there is... So, did the Bumblebee movie just come out over there, or is this just part of the, like, video promotion stuff?
It did just come out, yeah, because took forever for it to show up. Because some international movie releases are sometimes very weird, although it's been a while since I've noticed one that was, like, this long of a delay.
Mm-hmm. And basically, okay, so I bring this up because, Takara is teaming up with Sanrio to do a Bumblebee-themed cafe. And I think we touched a little bit on the cafe phenomenon in the Superhuman Samurai Cyberpod, because they had a Gridman cafe.
Yes.
But yeah, they do a little exclusive thing. It's like a little pop-up thing. They have cute little treats and some little fun souvenir merchandise. It's really cute. It does seem like America is probably too large for things like this.
Yeah, unless you do it in like LA or New York, but then it'd be a pain to get to because, of course, they're in Tokyo, the biggest city in Japan. It's easy to do.
Yes.
It happens with everything. I think they also have like a 30th anniversary of Transformers Museum going on at the same time. Yeah, with the cafe.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
I don't know how big it is. It's probably just like one large room somewhere, but yeah it's still neat.
I don't know, man.
Go to Bumblebee Cafe, get a cute little themed food, and go stare at old production art and things. Toy design.
But I mean, even like in the mid-90s, like the Hartman collection was like big enough for a pretty sizable room. So I imagine you could get, if you really wanted to be serious about it, you could get a lot of space in a museum that way. But I guess it's just what they want to use for it. But I know it did come out in China in pretty short order after the US got it.
Oh.
But because there was all the promotion that seemed to be very much pushing the girl and her love interest robot stuff. But yeah. So they are getting Bumblebee.
I was seeing like on Twitter, I was seeing like people were drawing art in Japan like a month or two before, well, probably since the movie came out over here. I've seen clips and things and reviews, and it was like, one feed had like a countdown. It was fun. I have a doodle every few days.
That's pretty cute. So that is all some very exciting news. And so there's a new comic out. It's Transformers, I guess, just 2019 to specify which one we're on now. It has 12 different covers. If you count all the, like, black and white covers and the, like, no title variants, and yeah, it's a lot of a lot of covers.
Well, it is a first issue, but like it's because we're used to the Transformers comics. They get maybe 3 or 4, although I don't know what they got when Lost Light relaunched the new title. But it's like,
I mean,
like a dozen covers. It's too many.
With number ones, they do tend to go a little crazy. It's written by Brian Ruckley, who we discussed before. He's a novelist. He gives me hope in noveling as an inroad to the to comic book writing.
What has happened before?
Because, like, it's you know, when you're an artist, you can take your portfolios to conventions and stuff, but it's hard to break in as a writer. Art by Angel Hernandez and Cache Whitman. Colors by our old friend, Joanna LaFuente. Letters by Tom B. Long, also holdover from previous Transformers stories. Editors David Marriott and Tom Waltz. I don't know, editors. So David.
Yeah?
What do you think?
Mixed?
It's so adequate. That's like the best word I can think of. Is it so okay?
The art's a little rough. Or at least, well, because towards the end of Optimus and Lost Light, we were getting spoiled for facial expressions. Here,
oh my God,
they're
yes.
kind of really stiff, like especially Windblade. She looks like a marionette with no emotion. Mm-hmm. And and when we get on to Prime, he's all face masked, although he's still Orion Pax.
Yeah.
Whatever. And they're using the Cybertron, the series body that's coming out in the new toys. Which is funky.
Oh, like Galaxy Force.
Yeah, Galaxy Force, yeah.
Oh, that's,
which is a little weird.
I wasn't thinking that hard about it because I was like, oh, I guess that's just the Siege Prime, but I forgot
no, it's not.
that, like,
Siege
the
Prime
Siege
just
Prime
looks like
that's
G1
out so
Prime.
far, is, like, so perfectly G1 Prime that I'm like, I think I'm going to, like, I have to buy him to be, like, my G1 Prime. At least until I can get replacement tires for my Masterpiece Prime, who got left up on blocks by one of my ferrets. But yeah, that and like him and half my alternators. Rigby.
The art's okay. Faces need work. The coloring is really good still. Lettering really good. The story, not much happens other than we get this new character, Rumble. Oh, Rubble. Sorry, it's not Rumble. Although I get a feeling like it's going to end up being Frenzy or something instead. It's like, we already got a Rumble. Your name is Frenzy. But all right. I am fucking confused by, there's a couple pages. Why the fuck are there monkeys on Cybertron?
I mean, I guess they sort of mention, they do say that they're aliens. So I guess that's sort of the whole idea. Yeah.
They say they're like,
it is mentioned that they're aliens.
Something?
They do name them, but also, either Windblade or Bumblebee says something about Rebel discovering aliens. Or, talking to the aliens. So
it's just so weird to have like apes with like skull caps and a floating brain on freaking Cybertron pre-war. What that took me out of the comic completely. It's like, the fuck, because it's just like a 2-page aside. It's like, oh, there's just monkeys on Cybertron, whatever. The fuck?
I think if they had been less recognizable aliens,
if they had if they'd not been either not been organics or at least not fucking actual monkeys.
Yeah.
Like Earth
yeah,
monkeys.
like I said, like if they had not been,
things.
if they had been more alien and less like sort of an Earth thing. Honestly, the thing
like
that
monkeys
bothered
with tentacle
me
faces, maybe that would just be
the most. Okay, I feel like. Okay, I know we have been spoiled so badly.
Yes.
And occasionally I kind of felt like James Roberts scripted with the previews in mind. So that you would get like that 5th page sort of cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Because he knew that you were going to see that a week in advance.
But sometimes
not
when they would
always.
do that, it would be like, they would skip like the first few pages and then it'd be like page 2 to 7 or something.
Yeah.
2 to 6.
But I kind of feel like the end of this issue should have been like a preview page cliffhanger. I feel it's so decompressed. Also, it makes me, okay, so we're gonna spoilers here. Because they've talked in the solicits about it being a murder mystery. So apparently Brainstorm gets murdered. Who is Brainstorm? They're entirely, like, if you're supposed to care that they're finding Brainstorm murdered, it's because they're just assuming that you care about him from previous comics, because they've given you no reason to care about him here, and that makes me very angry,
because they do talk about him and describe him a bit, but it kind of doesn't sound like the previous series Brainstorm. It's just...
Yeah, because they talk about him being like an Energon engineer.
A Brainstorm who looks exactly like the last Brainstorm. So this issue opens up with one of the beloved characters from the last series dead. I mean...
Use a nobody, or give us a reason to care.
Or use somebody else. Like, use Highbrow. Highbrow never did shit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he would still really classify as a nobody. Don't use somebody who has a character who has all this baggage, because you are doing one of two things as a writer in making that decision. You are either expecting people to care because of them caring about this character from previous incarnations, which is not earned. You have not earned your audience's concern for this character. Or two, because you don't understand that people really care about and love this character.
Yeah, it's just, like, Brainstorm is a really weird choice. I mean, if you're gonna, like, grab anybody out of a hat from G1 and, like, okay, we haven't established characters, but here's a known character from G1, why would you go for one of the, like, top tier of the last series? It's an odd choice.
So, that just...
Or just make him a nobody. Like, doesn't matter.
Yeah, like I said, just use some nobody. Like Highbrow, nobody cares about. And I say that fully knowing that I'm, like, the one person who gives a million fucks about, like, Fastlane and Cloudraker. So I know someone out there probably really cares about that character.
Rob liked Highbrow because he had it as a toy. As a kid.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's
so,
a helicopter with 2 blades. Nobody cares.
I know I'm saying that knowing that there are absolutely people out there who are more interested in that character, but still, it's like, it just, like I said, it's just adequate. It's not... Yeah. I know that we have been spoiled. We have been so spoiled. But, like... This is one issue, but I think, like, by the end of the first issue of More Than Meets the Eye, I cared more about Swerve than I had ever cared about Swerve.
Yes. I never gave a shit about Swerve until he was, like, the guy at the check-in counter. It's like, yes, I like this little weirdo.
There's just a spark that's missing, and it just... Yeah. And it's missing. And I know that we've certainly had, like I said, it's adequate. It's not bad, but
no,
it's not good.
I want to say it's a good start, but it really isn't. It isn't a good first issue, really. It's a good issue, but as a first issue, it needs something more. Although part of the baggage is, hey, you got Optimus and Megatron all over again. Oh, goody.
I think there's something that... I think what... And I mean, like, we've certainly had good Transformers. Like, John Barber was great, and he didn't really come from the fandom the way, you know. But the thing that Roberts did was that he came from a position of already knowing and
way too
trusting
much about Transformers.
Well, yes, but knowing how they were cool. Like, what was interesting about them. And this comic seems like it's still trying to sell you on the idea that they're interesting. And it's like, well, comics are expensive, and I'm not going to pick this up if I don't already think they're interesting. Like, so, and that's where it's sort of, you know, you could get to Swerve because you weren't setting up, like, the basic concepts. So I feel like this is so busy setting up the basic concepts, and, you know, it's giving us this new character, so it's like, oh, you're seeing all this stuff through the eyes of this new character. But it's not trusting that you already think this stuff is already pretty cool and you don't need a new character to show you why Cybertron is a fascinating place.
I guess it would have been more interesting to, like, you cut out the Optimus and Megatron, focus more on the new character, and make something more than just an aside out of, why the fuck are there monkeys on Cybertron? Like, make that more of a twist.
You know... I cannot fault you for getting super hung up on the monkeys.
Why the hell are they there? It's so, like, because the hype of this is like, oh, it's pre-war Cybertron, it's before the Autobot and Decepticon wars and all that stuff, all the 4 million years ago, they're starting from square one, and why are there monkeys at square one? This is not 2001, what the hell?
Yeah, I like I said, I feel like... I'm so
confused by them.
I understand wanting to, you know, I realize one of the conceits of this series is that it being this early on, it's sort of before they've alienated themselves from the rest of galactic civilization. So it's showing that, you know, they have interactions with aliens, but it would be helpful if they were like insectoid
actual
people. They could have even used like one of the weird, like, that lizard guy who hung out with DEF CON in the cartoon, you know?
Oh, yeah, Sleazebago or something.
Yeah.
Something weird, like, it's just monkeys, and like, okay, the first thing, cute new rubble, it's like, oh, what are these thingies? And he talks to the aliens or whatever. And the second thing that happens is, Windblade shoots at them!
Yeah.
Windblade is a jerk.
I will say that, like... Again, talking about caring more about Swerve than I had ever cared about Swerve before in my life. But, like, making me not care that much about Windblade takes effort. But here we are.
Yeah.
I am not that invested in this Windblade.
Not yet, no. Well, it's like, yeah, because comics Windblade I really love. Robots in Disguise Windblade I kind of like. I have not watched her in Adventures in Babysitting yet.
Yeah.
Bumblebee sitting.
Bumblebee needs an
adult. But it's just, this comic is weird.
And I know we talked before about how sometimes novelists take a little time to get into the flow of how a comic book should be paced, even if they're excellent novelists.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and so, you know, I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm not gonna read any more of it, but I'm sure I'll keep reading it, but it may quickly get to the point, like, the original ongoing somewhere around International Incident, when I would pick up a stack of comics on Wednesday and, like, read, you know, the new X-Men stuff and everything, and that just sort of ended up at the bottom of the pile and eventually not even being read, and then I was just buying them out of, I guess, a sense that inertia. I should be buying them. inertia and that archival sensibility I mentioned with the machinima stuff.
Yeah, like my piles of Spider-Mans I need to get to, but I'll be reading this because it's Transformers, but I'll give it more of a chance than anything else. But you gotta do something in the next 2 issues, buddy.
At this point, I'm rating it a solid Shane McCarthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it'd be better if I read it in a Scottish accent?
Maybe. Like how occasionally there would be, like, jokes in More Than Meets the Eye that you only got if you read them in a British accent.
Yeah.
But, and I was actually just recently catching up, because I hadn't gotten around to reading the end of the Unicron mini-series and the last couple issues of Optimus Prime. But that did sort of juxtapose even more to me, like, very good Transformers writing that gets what it's doing versus this very, like, beginner level, I watched some episodes of G1 kind of, I read the series Bible level of Transformers writing. So, I mean, I'll give it time. We'll see how it goes. Maybe some other time they can afford Kieran Gillen to write some Transformers, because I would love a Kieran Gillen Transformers series.
That'd be pretty interesting.
He is an established old school UK G1 fan, so
yeah. Maybe if I pretend that Rubble is the new Pokemon trainer from Scotland.
Maybe. I feel like at this point we have enough, like, established professional comic book writers who are actually, like, Transformers fans who we could get to write these things and not just get people who are kind of phoning it in. But again, I'll keep at it. I'll see how it goes. Maybe he's just getting his footing. But we'll see. But I know we've been spoiled. Nothing is going to be the first time you've read Last Stand of the Wreckers again, but...
No, yeah, that was a first fucking issue, damn.
Because that's the thing, is that at that point in, like, the fandom's history, we hadn't really had writing to quite that level yet, so having it suddenly, like... holy crap, and I realized that we're never going to have the first thing that's that good again, but it would be nice to have something that is that good again.
Oh, wait, again,
and this is
like another idea to fix this issue. If Rubble had been hanging out with Brainstorm, goes to meet Bumblebee at the door, comes back in, oh, Brainstorm's dead. So we've had a chance to be introduced to Brainstorm.
Also, for all that to have happened in the first 5 pages, because, again, another thing that Roberts really spoiled us on was decompressed storytelling, because he wanted no part of decompressed storytelling.
No, because his more writing style was more like 2000 AD and other stuff, like British comics are used to writing, like, 8-page stories. He just wrote, like, two or three stories in each issue.
Yes.
This is kind of with the Optimus and Megatron, but that's all a talkie scene, so...
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll keep at it. We'll see how it is, but for now, I am definitely underwhelmed. I'm kind of sad at how merely adequate it is. But on the other hand, maybe if I do well enough as a novelist, I can then try to break into comics by writing the next Transformers thing.
Well, that'd be nice in a while, but it's, I don't think there's any way this series could have lived up to the last series anyway. So the first issue was going to be slightly disappointing. This is just... What's the opposite of surplus to requirements?
Yeah,
adequate.
Yeah, it's adequate. It's definitely okay. It's like as negative as okay can be.
Okay, so my final words, my final review on this is, go read Star Trek versus Transformers. It's fun.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a reread of More Than Meets the Eye. I've been getting back into working on my own writing lately, and I will say there's definitely some influence there that I had, and I need to get back to reading some good things again. So yeah, that was definitely a comic. I guess in, what's it gonna be, a month or 2 weeks? What's our schedule on this series?
Within a month? Well, oh no, I doubt it's double shipping.
It does say at the end, it says continued in 2 weeks, so...
Oh, it does? Oh, okay, well I guess we'll be back in 2-ish weeks.
Yeah. So we'll keep at it, we'll keep going, and maybe if we get bored, we'll throw some Power of the Primes in there with Ron Perlman. Yes. I have things to say about my evolving thoughts on use of Beast Wars characters. So maybe I'll speechify on that at some point. But in the meantime, we will still be doing Stasis Pod, where we are right smack in the middle of Prime Season 2, on the subject of some good writers, and on the subject of some other writers they could have write some things. Some other writers who could have definitely written some Transformers comics. We are also doing our monthly Superhuman Samurai Cyberpod, where we're talking about SSSS.Gridman. Baby Dan Dan intensifies.
A.K.A. all the Transformers and Ultraman references.
Yes.
And various other things. With guests, sometimes.
Yes. We have a Patreon set up at patreon.com/iaconunderground.net to help with our hosting expenses and other costs. And this month we're going to be posting a special episode talking about Captain Marvel.
Yay!
That episode's going to kill my voice. I'm just...
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna have... Let's talk about some good writing. All right. So until we have an issue 2 of this to talk about, that's it for tonight. This is Jen.
And David.
Good night. Iacon Underground Radio is hosted by IaconUnderground.net. We are listener-supported through Patreon, where you can help us cover the cost of running this show and our other podcast, Stasis Pod, at patreon.com/IaconUnderground. We are on Twitter at IaconUG, Tumblr at iaconunderground.tumblr.com, and Facebook at facebook.com/IaconUnderground.